Have you ever caught yourself thinking, man, if I just had a bigger paycheck, all my money problems would be solved? Like if that salary number was just higher, that'd be the key to real wealth.
It's a common thought. It's easy to fall into that trap.
For sure. And that's exactly what we're going to dig into in this deep dive today. We're taking a closer look at Ankur Warikoo's book, Make Epic Money.
No, don't worry. This isn't going to be a lecture on complicated financial jargon.
No way. Warikoo's style is super approachable, and he doesn't shy away from sharing his own, let's say, learning experiences.
He really emphasizes learning from mistakes.
Exactly. You can tell he's passionate about making financial advice accessible and relatable. He even mentions that this is the kind of guidance he wished he'd had earlier on in his own journey.
Absolutely. And that's why we wanted to do this deep dive. We want to break down these core ideas from Make Epic Money and see why they matter so much for, well, everyone.
Right. So where does Warikoo even begin? Well, he starts with a pretty fundamental question. Why should you even care about money?
It sounds simple, but it's more profound than you might think.
It is. He takes us all the way back to the basics, to the very origins of money. And he uses this really interesting scenario with, well, potatoes and eggs.
Yeah, imagine you've got a bunch of eggs and I've got a ton of potatoes.
Okay, so if I need some potatoes and you could use a few eggs, we could just swap, right? Straightforward barter system.
Exactly. But what happens when the values don't line up so neatly? Like imagine eggs become more in demand.
I see where you're going with this. So let's say 2 eggs are suddenly worth 7 potatoes.
Right. And what if you just want 1 egg? Do you try to trade for like 3.5 potatoes?
It gets messy fast.
Exactly. You can see how bartering can get complicated and inefficient.
You'd be carrying around sacks of potatoes everywhere. So in the book, Warikoo introduces this clever concept of potato paper.
Okay, I like where this is going. Potato paper.
Yeah. It's like instead of lugging around all those potatoes, someone comes up with the idea of these little pieces of paper. Each one represents a certain amount of potatoes.
So it's kind of like an early form of currency backed by, well, potatoes in this case.
Exactly. And it makes trading so much easier for everyone.
And it highlights a crucial point that the book emphasizes. Even from the beginning, money wasn't really about the physical item itself.
It's more about the shared belief and agreement that it has value.
Right. And that principle is still at the heart of our entire financial system today. Think about it. The money we use now, the bills in your wallet, the numbers in your bank account, it's all based on trust.
You're totally right. It's kind of wild when you think about it. Like, look at a 500 rupee note or a dollar bill or whatever your local currency is. It's really just a piece of paper or a bit of metal.
But it holds value because we collectively agree that it does.
And because there's a central authority, like a government or a central bank, backing it up, it's fascinating how that trust is built and maintained.
It's massive, that trust. When you hand over that cash or swipe your card, you're trusting that the cashier, the store, the whole system will accept it.
It's like a chain of trust that connects us all.
And the book actually quotes Yuval Noah Harari's Sapiens on this. It says that money is the most universal and most efficient system of mutual trust ever devised.
It bridges cultures and languages in a way few other things can. And that brings us to another crucial point Warikoo makes. You know, we often think about money just in terms of what we can buy with it.
Like, ooh, I can get that new phone. Or, finally, I can afford that vacation.
Right. Material stuff. But the book digs way deeper than just buying things.
Money's true power is way bigger than just acquiring possessions.
Warikoo outlines 10 major benefits that money can bring to your life.
Yeah.
And it's not just about fancy gadgets or luxurious vacations.
It's about things like peace of mind.
Knowing your essential bills are covered.
Being able to take care of your family, that security is huge, right?
It really is foundational. Having that base level of security frees you up to focus on other things in life.
Absolutely. And then there's health. That's another key benefit money can bring.
It's not just about affording health care if you get sick, but also having access to preventative care, healthy food, wellness resources.
Being able to prioritize your well-being. The book even points out how financial limitations often force people to choose cheaper, less healthy options.
Which can impact their health in the long run.
Exactly. And then there's safety. Having reliable transportation, living in a safe neighborhood, even being able to afford security measures if you need them.
It's about feeling secure in your environment.
Right. And another big one, and this one really resonated with me, is options.
Money gives you the power to make choices.
About your education.
Your career.
Even taking a break or pursuing a passion without that immediate financial pressure.
It opens up possibilities that might otherwise feel out of reach. It's not just about having more stuff. It's about having the freedom to design your life.
Absolutely. And that ties into the next benefit.
Comfort.
Those everyday things that make life a little smoother.
A comfortable place to live.
Reliable appliances. Those things can make a real difference in your quality of life. For sure. And then there's courage.
Courage.
Yeah, and this is really interesting. The book argues that having a financial safety net empowers you to take risks.
To go after opportunities that might feel a bit scary.
Because you're not completely paralyzed by the fear of failing.
That makes a lot of sense. You can be bolder in your choices.
Absolutely. And of course, money can contribute to a happy family. Being able to provide for your loved ones, maybe surprise them with experiences or gifts, those things matter.
And then there are the experiences themselves. Travel, events, learning new skills. Those enriching activities that broaden your perspective and create lasting memories.
All things the money can facilitate. And finally, Warikoo gets to what he calls the ultimate benefit of money. The 10th point, freedom.
This is the big one, right?
It is. It's about having freedom over your time.
Your choices.
Your life. It's the ability to slow down when you want, to spend time doing what truly matters to you, to design a life that aligns with your values, not just financial necessity.
It's a powerful vision, and the book really drives that point home with a quote from Morgan Housel's The Psychology of Money.
Do you remember how it goes?
It says, "The ability to do what you want, when you want, with who you want, for as long as you want to, pays the highest dividend that exists in finance."
Wow, yeah, that's powerful. It really reframes how you think about the purpose of money.
It's not about chasing the biggest number, it's about what that number allows you to do. So, after exploring all those amazing benefits, Warikoo asks the next big question. Okay, now I really want to earn some money. How do we do it?
And this is where he challenges a belief that many people hold dear, the idea of the salary myth.
That a good job with a steady paycheck is the only way to build wealth.
It's what we're often told, right? Go to school, get a good job, climb the corporate ladder.
And that will lead to financial security. But Warikoo argues that while a salary is important, it can actually limit your potential.
Because it ties your income directly to the hours you work.
If you stop working, the income stops too.
Which can lead to this feeling of having to work constantly just to keep up.
Trading your precious time for money. And that's the mindset shift the book encourages. It's about recognizing that there might be other ways to build wealth beyond just relying on a salary.
It's about expanding your options and taking control of your financial future. So to recap all this for our listeners, the first part of Make Epic Money focuses on understanding the core role of trust in our financial system.
And remembering that money represents a collective agreement on value.
And even more importantly, recognizing that money's true value lies in the freedom and choices it can bring far beyond just material possessions.
It's about security, options, comfort, even courage. And ultimately, it's about achieving that freedom to live life on your own terms.
And the book challenges us to question the idea that a salary is the only path to financial well-being.
It's about opening our minds to other possibilities.
Yeah.
So here's a thought for you to consider. As you think about those 10 benefits that Warikoo outlines, which one resonates most strongly with your personal vision of a fulfilling life? And how might shifting your perspective beyond just focusing on salary help you create that life? It's definitely worth reflecting on as you continue your own financial journey. And if you're intrigued by what we've discussed today, maybe this is the nudge you need to check out. Make Epic Money and dive deeper into these ideas.